Lightning cracked, thunder roared, rain lashed the old ranch house, each drop a hammer blow. Wind howled like a demon, hungry for souls. The Rocking H Ranch, not a place for the faint of heart, even on a sunny day. Tonight it felt like the abyss itself was staring back. Inside, Jebediah Miller, the ranch's oldest hand, huddled by the fire. 60 years he'd worked these lands, seen things most folks wouldn't believe. But tonight, fear gnawed at his gut. Fear for the horses, fear for himself. Because tonight, the whispers started again. Faint at first, carried on the wind, then growing louder, more insistent. They spoke of darkness, of ancient pacts, and of a hunger that would never be satisfied. The Rocking H had a reputation that stretched back generations. Some whispered it was built on an Indian burial ground. Others claimed it was cursed by a scorned lover. Whatever the truth, tragedy seemed to follow the ranch like a shadow. Ranch hands disappeared without a trace. Crops withered and died. And then there were the horses. Jebediah remembered the stories his grandfather used to tell. Horses found in the morning, eyes glowing red, manes tangled, bodies covered in strange symbols. Driven mad by something unseen, something wicked. He'd dismissed them as ghost stories then. Now he wasn't so sure. The wind howled through the stables, rattling the stalls and setting the horses on edge. Jebediah made his rounds, lantern held high, his shadow dancing on the hay-strewn floor. He could hear them now, the whispers, slithering through the cracks in the walls, worming their way into his mind. They spoke of fear, of pain, of surrender. The horses snorted and stomped, their eyes wide with terror. One by one they began to rear and whinny, their cries echoing through the night. Jebediah gripped his lantern tighter, his heart pounding in his chest. He'd never seen the horses this spooked before, not even during the worst storms. Something was different tonight. Something was wrong. It started with a mare named Daisy, a gentle creature known for her calm demeanor. Now she thrashed in her stall, eyes blazing with an unholy light. Her coat, once a pristine white, was now marred with dark swirling patterns. Her mane stood on end as if charged with static electricity, and from her throat came a guttural growl, more beast than horse. Jebediah watched in horror as Daisy's body contorted, bones cracking and reforming. Her teeth lengthened into fangs, her hooves hardened into claws. The whispers reached a fever pitch, urging him closer, promising power, whispering secrets best left buried. But Jebediah knew better. This wasn't Daisy anymore. It was something else, something evil, wearing her skin. Word spread like wildfire through the small town about the possessed horse at the Rocking H. Most dismissed it as drunken ramblings or tall tales, but there were others, those who had seen things they couldn't explain. Old Man Hemlock, who lived on the outskirts of town, claimed to have seen a spectral rider on a black stallion galloping across the moonlit fields. Sarah, the waitress at the diner, swore she heard horses screaming in the night. their cries filled with pain and terror. And then there was Billy, the stable boy who had gone missing a few weeks back. Some said he'd run off to join the rodeo. Others whispered he'd gotten too close to the truth about the rocking H and paid the ultimate price. Jebediah listened to their stories, each one adding another layer of dread to the growing sense of unease that had settled over him. He knew he couldn't ignore this any longer. He had to find a way to stop it before it claimed another victim. Desperate for answers, Jebediah sought out the town's oldest resident, a Native American woman named Winona. She was said to possess a deep connection to the land and its secrets. Winona listened patiently as Jebediah recounted the recent events at the Rocking H. When he was finished, she sighed, her eyes filled with a mixture of sadness and resignation. "The whispers you hear," she said, "they are the voices of the restless dead. Long ago, this land was sacred to my people. But white men came, hungry for land and gold, and they desecrated our sacred grounds." She explained that the horses were merely vessels, caught in the crossfire of an ancient battle between the living and the dead. The only way to break the curse, she claimed, was to appease the spirits and restore balance to the land. Following Winona's guidance, Jebediah set out to right the wrongs of the past. He performed ancient rituals, offered gifts to the spirits, and vowed to protect the land from further harm. For a while, it seemed as if his efforts were working. The whispers subsided, the horses calmed, and a sense of peace settled over the Rocking H. But Jebediah knew it was a fragile truce. The darkness was never truly gone, merely slumbering, waiting for its chance to rise again. He spent his days studying old texts, searching for clues, for any information that could help him understand the true nature of the curse and how to break it permanently. He knew time was running out. Despite Jebediah's best efforts, the evil at the Rocking H continued to fester. The whispers returned, louder and more insistent than ever. Horses began to vanish, their stalls found empty, the ground trampled and scarred as if by a struggle. Fear gripped the remaining ranch hands. One by one, they packed their belongings and fled, unwilling to share the fate of those who had come before. Soon, Jebediah was the only one left. He stood on the porch of the ranch house, watching as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the land. He knew he couldn't stay here. The Rocking H was beyond saving, but as he turned to leave, he felt a cold hand on his shoulder and a voice whispered in his ear, "You belong to us now, old man." The Rocking H Ranch still stands today, a desolate and forbidding place. Locals whisper tales of the haunted ranch, of the possessed horses, and of the old ranch hand who disappeared without a trace. Some say Jebediah is still out there wandering the plains, his mind twisted by the curse. Others believe he met a more gruesome end, his soul claimed by the darkness that infests the land. The truth, like the whispers on the wind, remains elusive. But one thing is certain, the Rocking H Ranch is a place of shadows and secrets. a place where the veil between the living and the dead is thin, and where evil lurks in the hearts of men and beasts alike.